Evening everybody, and welcome to an update on the Noisy Tour 2020, brought to you by Project X Racing from round 1 to Toowoomba Kart Club. First of all, a massive thanks to Toowoomba Kart Club, who donated $500 to the prize fund for the Noisy Tour of 2020. So thanks to those guys, in particular Tom and Dave Kennedy. Thank you guys, much appreciated. Also a big thanks to the rest of our sponsors, Wongi, Darren Wong at Wongi's Tilt Tray Services and Hydraulics, MSGD, it is MSGD, it is, yeah, Bryce Miller, so thanks Bryce. I have to read your thing because your logo is a bit squiggly. Molecule Cleaning Products Australia, Colin Palmer and Ange, thanks for the gifts that were given out. We'll be getting those prizes that the winners all got from round 1 to you guys in Bundaberg when you come up with this. Thanks to SKD Kart Development, he's donating money towards the overall winners. Scooter Speed Shop Trailers, Scotty Gray, mate, we've got some stickers to give out still, and if you're driving like a Muppet in round number 2, you will be getting a driving like a Muppet sticker. So thanks to Scotty Gray for jumping on board with the $100 moments. The $100 moments also from T&B Plumbing, Tezza and Bazza, thanks guys for that. Thompson Kart Supplies, there's a brand new set of tyres going to Michael McLean, courtesy of Michael Thompson, so thanks guys for that. Greg Dagg Transport and Towing, again donating towards the prize fund at the end of the series. Northside Car Supplies, Kev turning fuel into noise, and did he turn some fuel into noise? Thanks to Kevin and Lorraine, they gave away a $200 voucher for parts at Northside Car Supplies. And of course, Dolby Trailers, they sponsored my good self for the day. So thanks to the boys at Dolby Trailers. It is of course El Presidente, Timmy Blesner, and Josh Betts, or as we all know him, Prince Albert. So thanks guys, that's all our sponsors. So again, really big thanks for getting on board. But let's move on to the racing. That's what you want to hear about. So first I'm going to talk about the midgets. You may know them as the tag restricted light. We call them the midgets. I'm winning it actually, and he's not in the series even, but Brent Redding, wow, what a drive he put in. He was absolutely on fire, so there was no stopping him. The closest to him, Peter Bossons, double duties on the weekend, so how he did that I don't know, because he was in a twin engine kart in the open performance, and he had an absolute cracker of a day to come in second in the point standings in the midgets, but bringing it home third, Team Dribble, sponsored by Red Hot Radiators and many other sponsors. Penrite Racing, he's an ambassador. There's all sorts of sponsors on Ashley Davis's kart. They got to spray the champagne, and a great time they had too. Real close up to them, Jackson Smith, so Jacko, is now on the tour. He joined in the party and got real close, as did Lucas O'Connor. So Lucas had a cracker drive. Jacob Caldwell, not far behind them, the Bundaberg Bullet, but it was a Toowoomba dominated 3rd, 4th, 5th area, you know, that kind of thing. Ipswich guys, Bossums and Davis, 2nd and 3rd, so they will be the ones that go on and really look powerful in this class going into Bundaberg in round 2. Harry Fox was close too, another of the Toowoomba Terrors, but don't count out Kerry Petersons or Mitchell Robinson. They could be there or thereabouts. Moving on, the Sumos, you would know them as the tag heavy class, but winning it, the international driver, Mr. Team Gavani's Gavin Whitmore, and boy oh boy, I think it was a 13-year-old kart, a 9-year-old kart, but you all know that Beck puts those things together nicely, so it was on fire, it was on rails, and there was no stopping him. The Kalula kid was absolutely flying, but giving him a real good run for his money. The Project X factory pilot, as I call him, Mr. Scotty Gray, boy oh boy, did he come good. So Scotty's really in there with a bit of a fight, and there was a bit of a story this. When he came in out of Heat 1, Blake Wagner was behind him, and Scotty went up to Blake and said, "Well done mate, that was really good driving, you were right with me there, you were close." Scotty didn't quite realise, and he does now, that Blake's actually a National Series KZ2 driver. He's got some real pace, so I think Blake coming in 3rd will want to make amends for being beaten by the old fella with the grey hair, Scotty Gray. So watch for that battle, it's going to be an absolute cracker. Rodney Rudy Farkas came home 4th, he was there or thereabouts, and he turned up on Sunday, rocks up, no practice, straight into 5th place. The Cleveland Steamer, a belter of a performance. Don't Google it, but he did really well. Colin Palmer, again from Molecule Cleaning Products Australia, a great drive to come behind them. And Angus, Buddha, Kimmy Mathers, not far off them, so don't count those two out. Buddha Mathers and Scotty Cleveland really do turn it on as they get into a series. If they have no dramas, look out, they're fast. And Paul Vishu, Marineland Bundaberg's driver, he was there or thereabouts on a track he'd not been to, so if they expect to see him do well and get better. And Guy Watty The Wu-Tang Clan, he will be coming on stronger. So let's see how we go. Another Bundaberg bullet, Sam Gerard. Had a bit of an off day, but it's his home track next round. So expect to see fireworks from Sammy. Moving on, the loose units, or as we like to call them, the open performance. I never will, they are loose. The winner, and boy oh boy, I think he carries 200 kilograms on the cart. Peter Bossum's, what a machine it was. 2 engines on it, and it was an absolute cracker of a race day we had. And in the final, honestly, there was a 10th between Peter Bossum's, Scotty Sorensen, the Arrow, who came second, and Peter Vigulti, Skinny Guilty as he is now, because there's nothing left of him. They were absolutely slugging it out, lap for lap, matching each other's times through the entire final. It was an absolute belter of a day. But coming away with the win, Peter Bossum's, double duties, remember, second Scotty Sorensen, third Peter Vigulti. Tim Wagner came home fourth. Alex Williams, Martel Francis, I didn't know, I think it was his brother or son racing with him, Tristan, so I apologise to Tristan, and I will see him when we see him up at Bundaberg. But yeah, Alex, boy oh boy, did he come good. And he's got a KZ, so he's got plenty of gears to go through. Didn't quite get it singing in one of the heats. I think he'll come stronger in Bundaberg, so watch out for him. Arnold, Tezza, they were there or thereabouts, but struggled with the pace of the front guys. And I think Tezza, if he gets that Super X30, look out. The technical director will be coming on strong. And newbies coming into the Bundaberg race. Look out, Bundaberg. Dan Hutchinson's coming. Stephanie Duffy's coming. And also, Tezza will be there with a Super X30 as well as Scotty Sorensen if they arrive in the country. Loose units could be a cracker of a race to watch at Bundaberg. Moving on, the old buggers, or as you would know them, Tag Restricted Masters, and get this, Skinny Guilty. Double duties. First one is the win in the old buggers. He absolutely smoked it, and what a performance. Nick Newman, they matched each other through the entire day. And poor old Eddie Watt had to come home with second place. He thought about a move, and I thought it was on. A couple of times into one tree, but I think he settled for second, because I know there was a move in him. I think he settled for second, and I think he's going to take it to the next round. So watch for that battle. Skinny Guilty, Peter Vigulti against Nick Newman. Eddie Watt will be a cracker. Bill Miller is the one to watch. Billy Miller is an absolute belter, and I think he was on his game, but I'm not sure if he had the pace to go with those front two. There or thereabouts maybe. Paul Flannery, if he comes, he was also on form, as was Ross Fraser. I think Ross is definitely coming. McLean, he won the tyres. He might well use him at Bundy. I think he's got some pace, and he was getting really quick as he went through the day. So watch for Michael. And then Dougie Taylor, with an E-Goff, Brendan, our RKA specialist, I think he'll come good as well. And Stato had a cracking day. So our very own Stato did real well. Expect to see him get a few more points at Bundy. That's where it's all going to kick off. They are the old buggers. The last class of the day, the famous Pie Eaters. And your man, Prince Albert, Josh Betts, showed them all the way home. And I was a bit alarmed when he went past me a couple of times at pit straight and into the corner before one tree, sideways on with... I don't know how he did it, but Tommy Steinforth was right behind him, and Tommy, I think, would have had a crack at him if he'd spun it a little bit more. I think Tommy was up for a move at one tree, but I know Josh shut the door. He defended, he knew what he was doing, but those two are going to slug it out. They are absolutely on it. So the Dolby Devil and the Ipswich Ace of Steinforth and Betts, expect to see him go hard. If I can get Trent Hard, as he said he would, if he can get an engine, the hard nut could well come to Bundy. He's been out of karting for a little while. He's back in, straight on the pace and absolutely on fire. But do not count out this man, Nick Lorenz, P4, and he was there or thereabouts at a brand new track. Never been there, but absolutely smoked it. Right behind him, fast Freddie Shepherd, another Dolby ace. I'll tell you what, these Dolby kids, they're bringing them on. So Dolby is showing some real pace out there, and Fast Freddy's, expect to see him go well. This one was where Gav Whitmore, the international driver, wasn't quite on the pace of the front guys. But I think he might come strong. I think he's just going to tweak it. And if his new karts are here, expect to see him up there in both the classes he's entering in, especially in the Pie Eaters. He'll want to get one back on them. Sats and Smithy, right there, both of them. Ipswich drivers, right there with them. And Josh Daggs had a cracking day. He was just behind them. And best performance of his karting career so far, Kent Lawrence gets himself in the top 10. Absolute belter of a performance. And he got the prize, the $100 moment at Toowoomba. The absolute cracker. That's how they finished up. That's all the 5 classes. It's looking really set fair for Bundaberg. Get your entries in. Bundaberg is going to be a belter. The mayor's coming. The radio and TV should be there. There's a big feed on the Saturday night. It's party time. It's going to be awesome. Noisy Tour 2020, brought to you by Project X. The noise is going to get loud.